Hey, friends, this is Rodney.
What's up, fam? This is Lakeitha.
Hey, what's up? This is Ernest.
Hey, Tanel, it's Nasha.
And welcome to ConVo with Friendz. What's up, guys? What's up? Well, let's just start off with our week. We're going to start with Lakeitha because she had a very interesting story.
You know what? Y'all gonna get out of my house. But all I want to know is if your neighbor allows his or her dog to do number 1 and number 2 on your yard, would you go to 10 or would you walk off? That's all I want to know this week. That's all I want to know.
I'm going to 10.
And I'm going to let y'all know the Christian Lakeitha went to 10.
Oh, wow. So you had gave them warnings to take you there.
I went to 10. I went to 10. I was very polite about it, but apparently the father did not like me addressing his daughter.
And what age is she again?
She's right around 16, 17. But I say, if you don't want your kids talked to, keep them where you pay mortgage at. Because if I pay the mortgage over here, they're going to get talked to. That's all I got to say.
So no poop on Lakeitha's yard.
They're going to get talked to. It's going to be professional, but they're going to know next time they walk their dog to walk across and pass my house. Thank you.
They definitely can get talked to. I mean, they're kids. They're kids. I mean, the neighborhood, the neighborhood raised us. So the neighbor would.
But you know, it's different now.
Yeah, but the kids they got bad manners.
Yeah,
they want to talk crazy to you.
Yeah.
They want to be half sassy because their parents is taking
now,
up
if I
for
would
them.
said, hey, little girl, I don't know if you know her name.
Right.
But hey, can you not let your dog pee and poo in my yard? And
I don't see anything wrong with that.
If I said it in that manner and you and your daddy and mama thought to walk across and wait till I pull out my driveway, all y'all ass getting cut out. Come get your daughter too. I cuss ass out.
Right. And I want to know, why is a man approaching a lady to address an issue? If you got a wife, you should be sending your raggedy wife over here to have the conversation with a female, not a man. Because if you are a man trying to address a female, you are weak.
Weak son of a gun.
You a weak son of a gun.
All right, Ernest, so what's your week
I had a
going?
better week than you.
Thank you. Praise God.
Oh, this week is good. My launch for my swimwear launched yesterday, so that was amazing.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
Snap.
So make sure you guys go to Honest Lux and Honest_Lux LUXE for IG to pick up your swimwear for the summer.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Swimwear.
Get it. So if you need some ambassadors, I know a friend.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Hey to the now. It's Nasha. It's me again. My week was just put it like this. It's very busy. Definitely been a full-time mom and running a business. I have a few pop-up shops that's coming up Saturday. Yes, 2 different locations. So I'm going to be busy all day from the morning to late night. So if you want to check out Pure Need Personal Care on Instagram, that information is definitely there. And follow me. Definitely hang out with the Pure Ds this weekend.
Awesome.
So it's been very super.
Congratulations.
For the people, if you want to follow each co-host individually on this podcast, all you gotta do is go to ConVo with Friendz with a Z on Instagram. You can see all our IGs as well. Well, first I want to talk about the good things. So we had our first live event.
Yeah.
Thanks to me agency, you guys. We got a couple bookings and we'll do a couple touring on, doing a couple things.
Coming through.
So I want to say thank you,
Big
Me agency, for entrusting in ConVo Friend Podcast. Come on there. Y'all, we was in the room with some heavy hitters.
Heavy.
We a heavy hitter podcast.
Heavy hitting podcast.
She was right across from us. Hey, Sheen, I see you.
Oh, yeah, Sheen was right across from us, yeah.
And I also have a surprise for you guys. We are also our feature. I just submitted our feature for the magazine, and its feature's coming out really soon. So we got our first magazine article with ConVo with Friendz. That's a good thing.
Yes.
All right, and let's go to another good thing if I get the bad thing. My book signing again is this Saturday at Atlantic Station
Awesome.
Book Boutique. So yeah, this will drop Friday. So yeah, so this Saturday coming up, make sure you come to my book signing. It's at Book Boutique in Atlantic Station. Not a sad shit.
Uh-oh.
I'm so freaking tired of you goddamn scammers. So, SunTrust called me like 3 times today. And I'm like, what the hell, son? They're trying to upset you. Do you want to get us something? I'm just calling for a maintenance routine. No. Somebody was trying to swipe my goddamn card for $480 at Walmart.
Wait a minute.
No.
In Miami, Florida.
That happened to me like a few months ago. Last month.
And I'm just wondering, how the hell did I get my information out there? Y'all, it's a goddamn pandemic. And the first was just damn last week. Now I need my goddamn money. Okay? So please, I mean, you know, he said, Ryder, what you want to do? Charge their ass to the fullest extent, sir.
No, first give me my money back.
No, they blocked it because I don't live in Miami. He was like, we thought it was unusual because it was at a Walmart.
They didn't have your physical card and this happened to you?
Yeah,
mine happened last month.
They made me change my password to my account.
Yeah.
My personal account is locked for 48 hours. So they transfer all my money to my business account. This is a mess, okay?
Wow.
You is messing up my life. I about to tell Jill we can't come to the studio because I ain't got no coins to pay you.
Yes, they be calling me too. They be like, yeah, you just such and such. And I'm thinking like, no, I didn't. And I just hang straight up. So I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
like,
I
they would call you.
But
the IRS should not call you. That's another thing. I'm glad you mentioned that because there is a warning where there's people from other countries that's calling you saying that they're RS.
Oh, child! When I hear a foreign number, I hang up.
Yeah. You owe us money. Like the IRS is never going to call you. They're going to send you mail.
Yeah, they mail you.
They mail you.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
All right, but also you guys, you just love the podcast, okay? Whatever platform you listen to us on, give us a 5-star. See, this is a little snippet of what we gave you. That ain't even at the show. This is how your week went.
Right. And
so give us 5 stars.
And Rodney both went off within 5 minutes.
And also, you guys, you know, you just want to sow a seed to the podcast, pay for production. Sow a seed.
Keep us going.
And whatever what's on, we have in the description box, we have a thing say support the podcast. Click that link, give whatever you want to give. All right, let's move on. So this segment is called Let's Chat, and this is what I found on good old Google News. Okay, and what we are talking about today, you guys, is that god darn stimulus check, because I need my money.
It's about time.
Okay.
Yes. So
we're fighting about who's gonna get it, who's not gonna get it. We all went through a pandemic. Whether you made 100,000 or 20,000. Yes, we shouldn't be putting these people on the radar. We all went through
you
it.
becoming a Democrat?
Listen, if you had made $100,000, you had to rearrange your life if you had children in a household because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
You probably lost sales and profits as well. So why should it matter who gets it? We all was in the pandemic.
I'm going to talk about that for you right now. So let me tell you what's going on with these stimulus checks. This is how it's a detail. This is the breakdown. Because I'm like, I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yes, please tell me.
So this is a breakdown of $1,400 payment that could surprise some people. All right, the Senate passed $1.9 trillion COVID relief plan this past weekend and is expected to be approved on Tuesday by Joe Biden, okay? On March the 9th, he will be signing this bill today as a podcast. This means he will get money.
Okay.
All right.
Love it.
You will get $300, y'all, instead of $400 because they are going to extend the extra funds until September. A lot of people are upset about that, but hey, I'll take it. The longer the money is, that's where I'm good with.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, if you have children, so this is for people like Nasha and other people. If you have children, you will get, I'm sorry. Yeah, wait. Yeah. No, wait. I'm sorry. Where am I at? Oh, yeah. Right here. Okay. Yeah. Not your children. I'm not there yet, but we got some children for you. You get a $10,200 tax credit if you made less than $150,000. So you get a $10,200 tax credit for our filers. I'm sorry. If you are filing taxes, you get $10,200 off of your tax credit if you are making less than $150,000 a year. I thought it was very cool.
Right.
Also, student loan debt's gonna be going by $10,000. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. $10,000.
Big ups to God.
Yes. Now this is why I kind of do agree with Nasha when it comes to this. Not I don't like this, but it is what it is, you guys. Okay, if you are filing single and you make $75,000 or less, you get the $1,400. If you are married and you made $150,000, it's combined, you will still get the $1,400. But if you made more than that, so if you're single, you made $75,001, you don't get the money. If you made $150,001, you don't get the money. So unfortunately, you will not get the money. So you will not be where the money will reside. Also,
can't get no crab legs.
Yes, no crab legs for you.
Oh man.
Also, this is a tax credit. This is for the kids, for people with children. Okay. Before, you used to get $2,000 off per child. Okay. Now, the Democrats, emphasis on that, is going to give you $3,000 off if your child is between the ages of 6 and 17. So each child, you get $3,000 tax credit. And if your child is under the age of 6, you get $3,600 for a tax credit.
Nice.
So this is for 2021, next year when you file your taxes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 2020. What, 2022? 22.
Okay.
No, I think 21.
It's
if you haven't filed yet, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to lie, but yeah,
21.
you file, you get some money, let me know.
It's good stuff. So
Yeah.
All right. And then $350 billion will go to states, cities, and tribal governments and U.S. territories. Okay. So that means that your state will have some more money for you, okay? I think that's very nice.
They did run out.
Yeah. Then tens of billions of dollars will go towards these goddamn COVID-19 testing and vaccines. But you know what, you guys? I'm going to actually take the COVID shot. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the test dummy for the podcast. So if I come back with bumps and measles, don't take it. And also, they are giving $510 million to FEMA for emergency food and shelter, which I think that is needed because a lot of people. But I want to know. Let me ask you something real quick. So I still see homeless people on the street, right?
Yeah.
So where's this FEMA money going to?
I have no clue.
That's a question for next time. All right. And also, so this is what I really love about the housing. This is what a housing assistance, rental assistance program for your house. You're going to get $27.4 billion, okay, for rental assistance. This is the breakdown of the money. 21.55 billion dollars for emergency rental assistance, $5 billion in emergency housing voucher, $750 million for tribal housing needs, and $100 million for rural area housing. Okay, the legislation also includes $5 billion to assist people experience homelessness. So if you had a home and you experience homelessness, they have a $5 billion thing for those type of people that's going on. So that sums up. This is a breakdown for the $1.9 trillion.
I had a question.
Uplifting.
So the people that had, with the rental housing assistance, don't they have, say for instance, if you're out of work and you can't get, they're not going to kick you out your apartment or something like that, right? But don't you have to pay it back?
That's why they signed a bill for $27.4 billion.
So for some clarity.
So this is going to help with your housing situation.
Nice.
And what they give for the mortgage people, they got a $5 billion for emergency vouchers. That's for the mortgage people.
Wow.
And if you already own assistance, that rental assistance do not apply to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A friend of mine's learned that over the last.
But they consider that double dipping, I guess.
Yeah. Wow. They offered the lights or something. It's something they had that was attached to that where they offered to pay your utilities, but the rental assistant, they're like, no, someone's already helping you. So.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, but that's all. That's all for good old. Let's chat with what I found on Google News.
Thank you, Ron. That was informative.
Really that was good. All right,
Lakiba. So what's going on your side of the street, sis?
The good stuff. We already talked about the bad stuff. Y'all already know. What's up, fam?
What's up?
Conversation does what, guys?
Rule the nation.
Guess what's ruling the nation today?
What, sis?
Welcome to Zamunda! For that. Coming to America, guys. It is now airing on Amazon Prime. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've seen it.
A flash of it, and I thought I was tripping.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I give it a 7 out of a 10.
No, wait a minute. You can't sit next to me with the 7 now.
I give it a 6.
Amazing.
And I haven't watched it.
It was funny.
I thought it was
but I thought they
great.
had too many famous people in the film.
Agree.
But compared to the previous one, I think they really came up.
It's a 7 out of 10.
It was too many famous people.
The first one is a 10 out of 10 to me, but the second one is a 7 out of 10. And the reason why I say that is because that movie was made in the 80s. Why are those people in the barbershop still alive?
Well, I'm going to tell you why.
I ain't mad at that.
But I'm going to tell you why some people disagree with you, because it is currently the most streamed film.
Yeah, everybody want to see it, but
the
still
past
kind of.
Wait a minute, didn't it just release? Why is it on Amazon Prime?
It's on Amazon.
Because people can't go to the movie theater.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot.
Amazon Prime is where it is. If you want your content to get out, you better call Mr. or Mrs. Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
But look, come on, friends. We need your talk show.
Amazon.
And guess what else is ruling the nation, guys?
What?
Vanessa Bryant has finally won the case she filed back in September 2020 to announce the names of the L.A. County Sheriff Department deputies who shared the horrific photos from Kobe Bryant's
That's amazing.
accident.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. If you have a level of authority you should not be taking that information and using it to your benefit.
I agree.
Nobody should have been taking pictures, period, and then sharing those pictures. According to the lawsuit, the deputies allegedly shared the photos among themselves and with others that had no law enforcement purposes. What are we doing?
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Confidentiality, that's the word. Like,
Come on.
non-disclosure, confidentiality. And he shouldn't have never been with the pictures, because ain't that supposed to be the person, the undertaker, or the person, the forensic people? That's the only people should have pictures and access to pictures. Like
But because it was Kobe.
Yeah, because it was somebody's famous, they felt like it was okay.
But that's why I always say, because you have a badge, and I'm coming for y'all today, because you have a badge, that don't mean you agree to uphold every letter of the law, you know. And if you feel like you're not going to do that, you should not be in those positions.
I agree.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, and then something.
Did they post it, or it just?
I think they were just sharing it among.
That was still wrong. That was still wrong, because they should never have access to those pictures
whatsoever. So shout out to Vanessa for finally winning this lawsuit that she filed in September 2020.
Yeah. Hopefully she gets some peace with the whole situation.
Absolutely.
Because she has been going. You will never get over that, but
That's true.
Never.
I just want her to be a place where she just can
Peaceful.
Yeah,
I agree.
Peaceful and calm. So, and that's what's ruling the nation, guys.
Wow, that's great information.
All right, that
good
was
stuff.
really good. But now we get to Messy Wendy, a.k.a. Ernest. What's going on your side of the streets, bro?
What's up, guys? I wanted to tell you guys about the hot topics this week. It's amazing stuff that's going on. Let's talk about my man Jay-Z. Jay-Z with
What?
Tidal.
What's going on? He's selling it already?
Jay-Z, yeah.
Being a sellout?
He's selling it. Jay-Z with Tidal, who owns Tidal streaming services, has now sold more majority of his the rights to Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey for $297 million. He sells majority of the stake of his streaming services Tidal. But on another thing, I love the fact that I didn't even know that 3% of the stake of the company was owned by 16 other owners. The 16 other owners are celebrities we know as Beyonce, Kanye West, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, Usher, T.I., Alicia Keys, and Lil Wayne. So they will be receiving up to $9 million each.
That's pretty. That was a power move.
I didn't hear my name mentioned.
Me either.
That was a power move.
I forgot to say your name.
Jay-Z.
So when they started the company, they bought into the company. They bought 3% of the company. So now, since he's selling it to Twitter, the Twitter owner, and they will all be receiving their awards as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder why he's selling.
Yeah.
This is so weird.
He will be receiving $297 million, and everybody else will be receiving up to $9 million.
Okay, well, I'll take that.
Yeah,
Holla
and
at
it's
your
crazy
girl.
because Beyonce is in his household. They still got money. Beyonce is part. She owns part of
paper.
Yeah, she's one of the 16 people. Yeah.
But Jay-Z do look out for his team. I give him that. If you mess with Jay-Z, he got you.
And also to still have Kanye West, who he don't even talk to anymore.
Right.
I mean, he didn't even buy him out or nothing. So he's still getting his money as well.
He needs it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Jay-Z, call me, holla at us.
Well, the person that's probably going to need it is one of the 16 people. His name is T.I. to be honest, because the next topic is T.I.
Yes. Oh, my God.
So the reason why I'm only doing 2 topics today, because this is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
All right. As of today, guys, 11 women who in 2 different states, California and Georgia, have come forward saying they were victimized by the couple or the members of their entourage. 4 women has accused the couple of drugging and sexually assaulting them, including 2 incidents of rape as well. None of the women knew each other from the different places, and they both described it as sexual abuse, forced injections of illegal narcotics, kidnapping, terroristic threats, and false imprisonment. The couple lawyers say that they all deny the charges. T.I. and Tiny both have denied the charges. This is all over page 6. This is all over the news. The New York Times has gotten into this, and the Supreme Court is about to look into this matter as well. So this is.
I'm sticking
all
with
over the
T.I.
world.
and Tiny. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got that back
I don't
as
know
well.
because I mean it's.
I'm gonna say this.
At this point, it's so many women from different places.
I'm gonna say this, and again, this is why I believe in NDA. NDAs and having video in your home when you are having sex with these people, not to sell.
Yeah.
But just so they can see everything. If you, like I said again, you guys, not saying that women, like I said, if you got a mouth, you can lie. Yeah. But if this is true, this is horrible. If it's not true, this is why I need every famous person. If you know you freaky, I'm not here to judge you. Do what you do. Make sure you got a camera in your house and NDA sign. So they have video of what's going on.
They was relaxed. They
because
was open.
what I don't like is this, and this is just me. It could be men or women. It's not this kind of sexist thing. They're freaky. It's obviously known that they like to have sex. What I don't understand is this. If something has happened to me, this is just me, and I'll speak for myself. I'm going to let you know day of. Yeah. I'm not going to wait.
I was violated.
It's just really weird how now, since somebody spoke up, I did it.
Yeah, these allegations are from 2005 to 2018.
I mean, but do you think, being who T.I. is and Tiny, do you think that this is something that they would, they allegedly, they're freaky, but do you think they would have to force somebody?
Well, one of the girls recently came out. She's in California. She said that they were all at a nightclub. They went back to the room, like T.I., her, and Tiny went back to the room. Tiny apparently gave her some type of narcotics and she was knocked out. And when she woke up in the morning, she was naked, and they basically raped her.
Let me ask you.
I'm not believing that.
So I have a question. I have a question. So you're telling me that Tiny forced a narcotic down your mouth?
Right.
It was in a drink.
That's why. Nah,
she was saying it was in a drink.
She knew what she was getting.
Man,
she knew what she was getting.
So yeah.
But again, if this is true now, I'm gonna make sure I put this on the record.
And apparently, when I watched Wendy Williams today, some people, the reporter that was on Wendy Williams, the reporter that was on Wendy Williams today stated that they do have some type of footage as far as text messages and different things like that, and threats that T.I. and Tiny have sent some of these women. So hopefully it's not true, but we don't know. So
are the threats saying like, I'm going to go and say you are freaky and I'm going to expose you, or threats like you drugged me and I'm telling?
Like, you drugged me, I'm telling, and basically the people, some of the girls saying on the text message allegedly are saying that they've been threatened for their lives. And the reason why
since it came out?
reason why they didn't come forward at the time, when Rodney said that, they said some of the reason why they didn't come forward at the time is reason why is because they were forced. They were actually they were scared for their families and themselves because they were threatened. But we don't know.
Yeah, Nasha, how do you feel about this?
I mean, honestly, it's just one of those things. Like, we can't just be flaunting around certain people and we don't expect them. Okay, so when you wouldn't have hung out with them, what was you thinking? At certain point, like, you just go certain places with people, like someone trying to invite you over to their house at a certain time. That's just with a man, and definitely with a couple. If I met them in a club, I'd be cool with them. And if I didn't want no ties with them, I wouldn't have been going back to the room. So what did you expect to happen after a certain time of the night? That's with any rape case. If you think about it, these girls go and hang out and be comfortable. And we can't be too caught up in celebrities and stuff like that, because really, when you want to hang with the in crowd and you want that clout, girls will do anything. Yeah. And I'm sorry they're being allegedly accused for this, because this can mess up their whole career. Like,
now I'm gonna say this because I want to clear this up here. So I do agree with you, Nasha, that if I don't want to get down with the get down,
when somebody's flirting with you,
I'm not gonna go back to the hotel. But if I do, that I still have a right as a lady or man to say no, and you should respect that.
Yeah,
you should respect that. Absolutely. So because I go back to your hotel, don't mean I'm saying I want to get down with the get down. It just means I'm going back to your hotel.
I disagree with that, because if you're coming to my hotel at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm not coming to talk to you, sweetie.
But see, that's where open communication is.
Yeah,
that's open communication. If I go back to your hotel,
tell him like, hey, you coming? We gonna have sex with you?
Well, I mean,
we don't know that.
That's not the case for every. We don't know that. But that's not the case for every woman. Some of those women said that this happens outside of a hotel, or outside of their houses. They've picked women up from other places as well and been giving them narcotics. So, and I think the reason why this is such a big deal is because a lot of these girls were teenagers at the time. Out of the 11 women, I think a handful of the women were teenage age. They're not teenage now, because
they was like 17.
They were under 18
Okay,
years
so
old.
then we got another R. Kelly
Okay, well, lock
situation
their
going
ass up. Okay, that
But-
on.
But these girls be
Allegedly,
looking
we don't
grown,
know.
y'all.
But all of this
Allegedly.
is alleged.
And to hang out with
I
teenagers,
mean,
they
the
could get
story
you
is
to do
still
anything.
the story's
Like, I
still
can
developing.
imagine,
I'm pretty
what?
sure.
I can imagine. I'm not here to take sides or anything because
Yeah.
I mean, hurt is hurt, but
Yeah.
I just find it that these people really wanted to hang out with them, and just certain things come with certain things. Like when
Yeah.
you hanging out with the popular people, you doing what they're doing. Like
Yeah, and one of the girls today, when I was listening to her story, she was like, she was locked in the room for 2 days and didn't eat or anything.
So what was
they
tiandtiny
getting deep
kids?
with these
I'm
stories.
confused.
Well, you know,
That's what I'm saying. It's too many lies.
Where's the kids?
It's lies. Too
But
many lies.
I know they like they probably go back and forth between California and here, but
Yeah.
but I don't know where their kids at. I mean, they they can afford babysitters, they can afford people, so who knows?
Innocent until proven
But at the same
guilty.
That's true.
time, I
Exactly.
noticed a lot of this is they say 2018. Their new daughter, she was born like that around that age, so it must be stopped when the new daughter came along. So that's all I have for today.
Keep your head up, T.I. and Tiny.
Yes.
yes,
Oh, well, that
definitely.
was all right, Messy Wendy.
That was a lot. I had to go into a
AKA
lot of research,
Ernest, that
guys.
was a
You was
lot.
messy.
The
with that
cancel
one. You was messy.
culture. When they ready to cancel you and get you out of the limelight, they do anything.
And I'm
that's
here to tell
That's
it.
scary.
was
That's like
messy.
the end of your career. Like, okay, we don't want to deal with you no more, so we're gonna put something on you, and we're gonna
But
make
we
it
don't.
grow.
This
It may
is all
be
alleged,
one.
but we don't even know if it happened or not. I
Yeah.
just hope it all comes to light and
But
everybody.
yeah, we will be following up on this.
And I
with
will be
good old
following up.
Wendy.
It's the
I
whole
will.
United
All right.
States Commonwealth because it's just like people are like canceled before it's even proven innocent or
Yeah.
guilty.
But all
So-
right, Nasha, we got to come to your segment now, sis. So, Nasha, what you got going on with your Republican ass?
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I have some really, really great pop-up shops, like I was telling you guys earlier. I just want to invite y'all out. Please come. Rodney, I know you stay busy, boo. I know you stay busy, but the first one's gonna be at the Essential Glam Spa. And basically, it's going to be several vendors, food vendors, jewelry vendors. And we're all going to just get together and invite our customers and good friends to support us. And that starts at 2. So be there. Because I'm telling you, I'm leaving by 5 because I have a whole other event. And that's going to be in Edgewood. So if you guys don't want to come all the way out to North Cross, actually, the first one's near you.
Okay.
Near you all.
Okay.
So you guys, yeah, I'm going to be in your area this weekend. And then the second location is going to be in Edgewood. So that's a little 5 Points area. And you guys should definitely hang out downtown. I'm just learning to not, it's like over the weekend, I realized how much clubbing is not for me. So anything I do now is going to have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm knocking at something's door. Okay. Long story short, my story, leading into my story this week. I know I'd be having so much to say.
I love it.
You guys. Like I said, I'm going live for 15 minutes. Next time I know I'm on live for an hour, just talking about everything. So I'm glad I have this opportunity to be on this podcast, guys. So the story for this week, let's see here.
That wasn't a story?
No.
That wasn't a story.
That was a plug.
That was just a warm up.
shout out.
I just really want y'all to come and hang out with me. I mean, my true friends know my true colors, and that's why I'm out spilling and telling about myself on this podcast, because that's the only way you get attached to people and you get to know people is they tell the truth. You know, you never know. Some people are sharing your same story. We just not as open. Okay. What's in the news today? As of today, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, was cleared from shooting at the police.
I love it.
I love it too.
That's awesome. That's good stuff.
I feel that it's fair. And the reason why I feel that it's fair, because really something like that, as tragic as happening, you know, she did not deserve to die because of the ex was into dealing drugs, but we definitely got to watch the company we keep. I have been raided a few times through my life.
Oh, sis.
Yes, I have been. And when they come in, honey, they're announcing themselves, but they kicking the door in at the same time. So
Yeah.
things happen so fast. LMPD, they're kicking the door, and they're announcing as they come in. So when they was fighting over whether they not announced, it got too. You know what? She did not. That's my hometown. She did not deserve to die.
I agree.
But we get to a point of our life that we cannot continue to hang around the same people and do the same things we do. And just, even if we're not doing it, the people that we got to watch the company we keep. Long story short, if anyone should have been charged for her murder, I would have definitely gave it to the ex-boyfriend for just having her in a situation like that. And I want to ask Ken, like, what type of lifestyle are you living that you feel when someone do kick your door in, or you hear someone knocking at the door, you have to just shoot first? Like, I don't know if the ex and Kenneth was going at it because of he was the new. So I don't really know the whole story. Like, maybe he felt like the ex was coming through the door and they didn't know he was locked up at the time. But she did not deserve to die. And that's why. And then it's really sad that no one is going to be responsible. But when you really think about it, it's like at this point, the police was doing their job up until they got off. And I feel like they really was doing their job up until she got killed. Like, she didn't have to take that many shots. Like, And it's really, really sad because when I think about the situation, I have been placed in a situation. It was this one particular time I picked up a guy that I was dating, and I'm just sharing these guys with you because I have been in situations where if the guy that I was with had a shot at the police, it could have been my life. Now I know. You know what I'm saying? We get ourselves in these situations, we don't never think about all the outcome. We just think about what it's providing us at this time. I picked up this guy once, y'all. I don't know his dealings, but I picked up his guy once, and I took him to another location. He went in the house. He came on back out, and we pulled up at a red stoplight, and I'm just looking, and it turned green. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, why is the car in front of me not going? I look in my rearview mirror. Some guys was getting out the back. Then I look straight. Some other guys, they was all in regular clothes, and they walked up to the car with guns and was basically like, get out. They basically, long story short, he got locked up. He got locked up because they really felt like I had nothing to do with it. They was like, oh, she just hooked up with him today. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been hanging out with this guy. That's the only reason why I feel like I got off. And then it was one particular time my home got raided when I was pregnant with my son. And I'm telling you, when they come in, they announce themselves, but they coming through the door. Yeah. If they feel like they have an investigation. That's why I I got emotional, but I wasn't out there protesting because I really felt bad for all parties in the situation. I didn't really feel like those cops would just go around killing. Like, everybody got so scared the cops was just going around just killing us. And don't get me wrong, there's incidents where cops are killing us, but we have to look at all parts of the situation. Like, if we put ourselves in certain situations, things are allowed to happen. That's why if you are in that situation, like, there's other ways of living. We can't keep on living a certain type of way and expect good outcomes from it. Like, this is not the 90s. We can't just bang.
Wow.
Let me say this. Now, I do agree with what you say. Like, when you are dealing with drug dealers, you know what you're dealing with.
It's either going to be the police or the other guys.
Or somebody going to
on
jail.
The block.
Right.
It's one of the two that come. Sometimes it's good for the police to come because then you can go to jail and start a new life. But when the other guys come, because somebody's jealous because you're getting more money than them on the block, that's the sad part, because that's why a lot of us die. It be about money and drugs and stuff like it's in the streets. Yeah. So that'd be the sad part. That'd be like when one of my buddies or homies get locked up, we'd be happy that the police got them and then the other drug dealer on the block. So that'd be the worst case. But it's sad that the police had to react in that way. And I feel like that one cop that really react, I feel like he overreact on that. But
I would say this though, because correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. They kicked in the door, they started shooting automatically. Yeah. Now, are you saying the boyfriend was shooting when they already kicked in the door?
Yeah, from my understanding, when they kicked in the door, he fired first.
Okay. And Breonna Taylor was sitting on the couch facing the door.
From my understanding, they was in the hallway. So it was like our room is in the back. We hear the door. We both get up out of the bed. He grabs his gun and basically immediately starts shooting. Now, I can understand what's going on in his mind.
Well, you do have a clause to protect your home.
Yes, yeah. And then where it went wrong was when one police got shot.
But she got shot over 18 times?
Yeah.
And what pisses me off with this case is, like you said, you did say that everybody got off basically for this woman's death, so nobody's getting the blame.
It's like a fair thing for him to get off.
The boyfriend got off for shooting the police, but we have a dead individual. Yeah. And this is why I tell you guys, I cannot put this enough. Make sure you voting. You could vote the sheriff in. You could vote the prosecutor in. You could vote the judges in. You could vote that black ass cracker. He's a cracker that's sitting in who is the state attorney for the state of Kentucky. Yep. These people can't be voted. So when you're sitting in, like, I'm glad you have passion. Like, you can have passion like Nasha and everybody else who's mad, but your passion don't mean shit if you don't go vote.
That's good stuff.
Ooh,
that's good stuff.
Point.
That's true, though. That's true.
I agree with that.
Yes, Rodney.
It doesn't mean nothing if you don't go vote.
Put your words
So, you want to sit right here and cry, we march and burn down buildings, but what is the follow-up after that? Once you tear up your city, once you tear up this stuff, once you tear up people jobs, like people working at Wendy's when that black guy got shot off of university.
Yeah.
That's true.
And some people lost their job.
I really feel like they never should have called the police, because if I worked at Wendy's and I see my passenger passed out, I would have brought him some water, see if he needed something to eat, see if I could wake him up. If I couldn't wake him up, I would have called an ambulance. But be so quick to call people out and be like, oh, no, he's drunk in the driveway. Let's call the police. I don't know if the police just pulled up or someone called the police. From my understanding, one of the workers called the police.
Either.
He should have never died like that, because just think about waking up hysterical. He probably thought he was in a dream. So even if he wasn't drunk or high or whatever they try to make it out to be, I feel like they should have protected him more as not just a brother, but as an individual, like the Wendy's. Like, if it's okay, it's not against the law to fall street in the parking lot. So I didn't understand that murder. I really didn't understand that.
From my understanding, he got out the car and that's why he got shot. They didn't shoot him in the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either
so
both were tragic murder.
Sometimes it's greater than it's not always a white and black thing. It's a whole lot of gray area. And I know we can easily say
Nasha,
racist.
You do have some racist cops. Clearly we just talked about it 2 days on past guys when they said you take the breath from me. Like, come on now. We cannot act like this shit ain't true.
It's very true.
But what we need to do, black folks need to learn how to unite, whether you're gay, straight, bi, whatever, transgender, whatever you want to be, poly. They got so many out here now. I can't keep up with them. But we need to learn how to unite and put that bullshit beside us. Like, we can't expect people to respect us. We don't respect each other. Because I could walk right now, and I'm not the most gayest man in the world.
Right.
But I could walk in some place and feel uncomfortable with my own people because of me being gay.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't feel safe every time I go somewhere. You get what I'm saying? And can you imagine for the boys who wear the makeup and all that stuff? Because I already feel personal with what the shit that I do, and I don't think I do a lot compared to what people do.
Right.
So I don't feel safe for my own black people. So until we get to where we are unified and where we can respect each other, like, you don't gotta like what I do, but respect me.
Absolutely.
That was another reason why
I agree with that.
That's another reason why I voted for, Republican, because I when they kept on saying defund the police, I'm like, no, my neighborhood needs police, but we need to recruit from within the communities. Like, start recruiting from within. These people need to know how to,
you need to live in the area.
Black people,
yes.
Black people, when we're talking about something and we're passionate about something, we talk with our hands. Right. And because I'm talking with my hands and I'm getting a little loud with you trying to prove my case.
That don't mean I'm being aggressive.
That doesn't mean that I'm being aggressive. But if you have a cop that never dealt with that culture before and you put them in our neighborhoods, it's going to be a lot of scared ass punks. And they're going to shoot first and ask questions last because they feel threatened by any little thing.
I would like, if you listen to this podcast, you guys, you have a police officer who are willing to come on.
I was just going to say that.
I want to have this conversation.
Officer Tatum.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I want a police officer to come here and sit in the room. I want to have an honest and open conversation because we have to move on.
Uncomfortable.
But Nasha, thank you for your segment.
Thank you.
That was a great segment, Nasha.
Thank you.
Really was.
Nasha.
Thank you.
Yep.
But now, you guys, that was deep. But now we're going to get back to some funny shit.
This is a deep...
Now, we have Whack Ass, the segment called Whack Ass of the Day. And you know, I was going to give Whack Ass of the Day to Kodak Black. But, something came across my desk. Somebody said, look at this. And I saw people fighting in Bath and Body Works over some Bath and Body Works stuff.
What was it on clearance?
I did see that.
You're going to jail for a lotion.
Did y'all see the girl? She took it out the hands and on Bath Body Works said,
and they should charge you at the fullest extent for some smell good.
But I don't think it took all those people to jump on that one person. That was a little bit much.
And let me tell you, them Bath and Body Works, that crew, the people that work there, they was not letting up either. I love it.
I don't know. I think it should have been one-on-one.
Like, was it? I get this last clearance.
No, it was not.
They ganged up. They said, "Bitch, who you?"
Exactly.
Never one-on-one in the hood. Let's just keep it real.
Was that the last wallflower or something?
Listen,
That's the last
you fighting one, you fighting all.
But but I will be following this story because I find the story very interesting.
Yeah,
because
crazy.
I want to know what because they're not really saying what went on. They're just showing the video, but I do know two people are. They have charges pressed against them. They don't know who the two people are.
Wow.
So I'm assuming that's the Bath and Body Works people because they jumped on her.
Yeah,
people are getting ratchet. I thought I was ratchet.
And did you see the one in DTLR?
No.
So this weekend in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, this past weekend in Atlanta, Georgia, they tore up DTLR.
Oh my God.
The one Cumberland Mall.
I saw
tore
that.
it up.
That's becoming the hood.
Yeah, I saw that.
They were throwing the fixtures at each other.
Child.
And did you see one of the workers? She was actually trying to go break it up, and then they punched her in the mouth.
Punch her.
I was like,
Let me tell you something.
Picked up the fixture and threw it.
Ain't no job worth that much. Look, let me tell you something.
Y'all stop fighting, I'm gone.
When I used to work at American Eagle, I was like probably 17. People still like, I'm not running out of there.
No.
Y'all pay me $7.56 an hour.
They
You
gonna
think
take
I'm
that
finna
today?
run for these little bags? Y'all got insurance to cover
If
that.
somebody gets
If you are working,
robbed.
y'all work at Best Buy, whatever. Let these people still.
Stop.
Your life is more important.
Okay.
They was fighting up in there.
They got a thing called insurance. Okay.
You're too
Let
funny.
them file. All right, that's it for the whack ass of the day. Okay. So Bath and Body Works, do better. But now we are the segment called The Conversation, you guys. And this is what is this conversation of the day. So the conversation of this week, you guys, is going to be, could you date someone who didn't believe in your religion?
I think that would be difficult. I think that would be very difficult because, it depends. There are so many different religions, and if your religion is telling you that, like my brother, I'll just be personal, he doesn't eat, he's a Muslim. He don't eat pork. He don't eat beef. He don't eat a lot of this stuff. And then you married to somebody who that's all they eat. That can cause conflict. Or you might marry somebody who they don't want no more kids. Or one thing I think is really big too and would be difficult for me, I don't like dominant men. And there's some religions where the man is always dominant and the woman has to walk behind. I ain't walking behind nobody unless I choose to. So I think you have to have some type of balance. If you want a relationship to be healthy and work, you have to have some balance. And believing in two different religion, in my opinion, this is Lakiba, it creates unbalance.
That's a hard question. The reason why I say that is because I feel like you can be a different religion and date, right? But at the same time, you have to be able to respect each other's religion. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
Because, you can be a Buddhist over here, and I could be dating you, and I'm a Christian, but I'm going to respect who you are as a Buddhist. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't going to be dating if you're a Buddhist, though.
But you get what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is, you could be two different religions, and then still, as long as the respect factor is there, then that's all should matter.
Well, I think it really kind of causes conflict because when you start having kids, what are you teaching
do both.
This is
them?
the conflict for me.
Yeah, you're going to teach them both?
They could do both.
I'm a
No
Christian,
way.
okay?
Okay.
I'm a Christian all the way, believe in God all the way.
If you are Buddhist, or I don't know, there's so many different religions out here. When I'm on my sick bed, I pray to God.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know your God.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So when I am in a need of prayer for who I pray to, who are you going to pray to for me? Because I don't believe in your God. You get what I'm saying? So is your God going to, let's keep it a buck.
Yeah,
Is your God going to answer my prayers? I don't even talk to your God. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's very important when you are talking to people that y'all have, more importantly, your religion is your number one foundation.
It's your number one
That
foundation.
is before the sex, before whatever else, your religion is the base of your relationship.
Yeah.
So we don't share the same base. You are unequally yoked. Okay?
And even the Bible says, how can two walk together unless
you.
they agree? Come on in the building.
No, look,
You gotta
I'm a church
agree.
boy.
You gotta
you better say that.
agree.
In my personal
agree.
opinion,
Oh, nice.
Uh-oh, Lord Jesus, you might need to mute the mic for this one.
I definitely feel that all religions really tie in together. At the end of the day, there's different prophets for every religion. I grew up Baptist, but I date someone that's Muslim. Because I'm open to religion. I grew up Baptist. I grew up Christianity in the Baptist church. But I study religion, and I'm all for learning new things. I really, when we really listen to all the stories, like when I listen to different cultures' religious stories, it's like it really just boiled down to either being a good person, and I'm pretty sure all religions have good and bad. Just like race has all good and bad. But definitely coming together is knowing something that you didn't know, and you come together to make it whole. So with religion, I feel like if we share our religion with people, like right now I'm studying Krishna. So I'm hanging out with the monks on Sundays. You can catch me hanging out with the monks from 12 to 2.
Are you serious about this?
Yes, I'm serious.
Don't.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
And you know what they teach? You know what they teach? They teach material-free life.
Okay.
When you start living a material-free life, you don't crave things like sex and, that's why I'm able to give up sex, but I haven't gave up weed smoking. But anyways, but you don't crave certain things. So I still got worldly in me. But but that's what all religions tell you, not to have sex before marriage, not to.
Absolutely.
And then when I really think about it, okay, I could be a Christian and date somebody that's Krishna. You know what I'm saying? But monks only have sex for making babies. Like, they don't have sex for pleasure. So they do have sex and they do talk. You know, we do talk.
So what if the baby making don't happen after the sex? What happens?
I guess they keep doing it.
So they have sex.
But you have sex. You do. They do.
But let me say this. So coming from
a foundation.
And I encourage people to, y'all don't really know my whole story. I encourage you to Google that. But coming from a young lady who has had stage 3 breast cancer before, I need to be in a relationship with somebody who know that God is able to heal.
Hello?
Who can go down to
God
the
is
deep
infinite.
and pray.
Infinite. Yes.
I don't need somebody who, I don't believe that God is the healer. Oh, no, that ain't the conversation.
Story. Yeah.
No, it's the same thing. I don't need you to have a conversation that you don't know that God is a healer, and I'm supposed to be your boo, and I'm sick, and you don't know how to pray? You better miss me with that.
When we say God, are we just saying Jesus? Because God is infinite. God is infinite. God is different in all different religions. And when I really think about God, I think about He don't really hold a gender. He don't really hold a gender. He don't really hold a sex. He don't really hold a religion. Infinite God. Now, the way you pray to Him and get to that, I'm going to tell you my prayer in the shower, y'all. I'm going to share this with y'all. When I get to shouting in the shower, I listen to my little motivational. I meditate. When I get in the shower, I say, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you, Allah. I go through the list of everyone because I'm calling on everyone. I need everybody's help. Okay? And I'm willing to list. I'm willing to read.
I call him God.
Let me say this.
We said God. That may be the lack of confusion.
This is what people, when people get angry at God,
Jesus.
because Lakiva made a good point. Yeah. When you do pray to God and you lose your child, you lose your life, you lose your loved one, and and you're like, God, why did you not answer my prayer? But God knows all.
Yes.
And God knows best.
Yeah, I'm about to say God.
Okay?
Knows best.
Yes.
And
omnipotent and
the reason I am here today, because I could have died in 2012 because of a bad major car wreck. My face was cracked in two. That's why I had these scar on my face. My face was literally stitched. And when I'm going to share this story with you guys. This is personal, but I'm going to share. I was in a room, a white room, and sitting across from me was my grandfather, who is died that previous year, April 9th. I never forget, 2011. I had my car wreck September the 23rd, 2012. And we're talking, normal. And then I realized, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? And his voice changed. It wasn't a scary change. He was like, Rodney, you're going to do great things. It's not your time to go. You're going to wake up and you're going to walk towards the people. And this person went back so fast, like light years fast. Like, I couldn't even see him no more. But the room filled up with a whole bunch of people, y'all. Like, when I say millions of people, it was a room full of people. Yeah. But they wasn't angry. They wasn't upset. They wasn't mad. It felt like they were just all waiting for something. And I looked around. I didn't know anybody, but I wasn't like, oh, my God, I'm scared. And I woke up. So the people who I was in the car wreck with, they told my parents that I was dead. I had guts on me from the person who he hit. His guts got on me. My face was spit into. I'm knocked out. And I wake up. And I'm walking towards the people. And for my mom to see me, and she had tears, saying, I thought I lost you. And I remember when I got out, I said, I called my sister, she didn't pick up. I called my mom, she didn't pick up. But I called on God.
You better come through.
And God told me,
I got
said,
you.
You're going to be okay.
Absolutely.
And for me to see my parents went through that, and I don't know how it is when I would have physically died, but I was at peace. So when I feel like the question is, what happened after death?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody never come back and say, they believe in reincarnation, believe in all this stuff. Never came back and say, oh, I died, but I'm this now.
Yeah.
It's a big question.
Well, that's
mark.
part of the Christian religion. They do believe in reincarnation. So maybe
It's
my
not
Christian
that's
family.
something else. That's not
Yeah.
Christianity.
But I'll say this, and I know we got to move
Krishna.
on.
Yeah, we do.
When I was going through breast cancer, it was nobody but God that pulled me out of that. When I went through making a 6-figure income down to collecting food stamps, I'm not judging people who on food stamps, because if you give me an EBT card, I'm going to use it. But when I went through that experience from making money to now not being able to take care of my kids, it was nobody but the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings who provided for me, who saw me go down, but sustained me in that period, and then brought me not back where I was, but brought me past where I was.
I love it.
So I don't judge nobody else's religion. I know for me, where I am financially, where I am from a healthy state, it was nobody but the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings who showed my enemies, not only am I going to save her, but I'm going to make her a boss in the kingdom. Nobody can do that but the King of Kings
Yes.
and the Lord of Lords.
Right.
So I guess for me, it's a no.
Yeah.
But I don't judge anybody. But for me, I need to have that Christianity foundation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ditto.
All right, you guys. Well,
Nobody but
Great
God.
topic. Great topic.
yeah, that was a good topic. But now we are going to, you guys, the business of the week. And the business of the week goes to, excuse me. I don't know. Ooh, the Lord got a sermon in my throat.
Lord, bring that sermon, Lord.
He want me to
God
still
is
speak
great.
on his name.
The sermon that said, you are the head and not the tail.
Hey.
You are the lender and not the borrower.
Amen.
Okay.
I don't want to lean too much, though. Okay, but the business of the week.
Get up here and shout.
I know.
I was about to take these headphones off.
Goes to tafahoil. All right, tafahoil, his and hers beauty simplified, celebrates love and relationships, but not just romantic relationships, parent and child relationships, sibling relationships, and all kinds. Our product definitely could be a factor for more intimacy in relationships. You want to be intimate? This is for you, okay? Our products cut the cost of how much you and your partner spend on beauty and health products. No more having to subscribe to 2 different brands. I like that. You can now share one with tafahoil. And it is beyond a reasonable doubt that the beauty services are always in demand despite the status of the economy, which is true. Both men and women everywhere continue to make small indulgences in their appearances. With that in mind, suppliers from the U.S., India, Russia, Brazil, and China are vying for their share of the profitable market. However, tafahoil is determined to participate, contribute, and succeed in the beauty industry because affordability and quality are what we offer in one package with tafahoil. To purchase this, please go to the website www.tafahoil.com, and that's tafahoil.com. The Instagram is tafahoil, and because they love us here, Come with Friends, he is giving our listeners 10% off with promo code CHIDI. Again, that's promo code CHIDI, 10% off at checkout when you go to website www.tafahoil.com. And that's the business of the week.
I love it.
Yes,
Nice.
good stuff. Mhm.
All right.
Natural everywhere.
And so now we're going to get to the segment called The Letter. Read by Nasha.
The letter. I need some advice, guys. My dad recently reached out to me for my kidney. He will basically die soon if I don't donate my kidney to him. Now, I wouldn't mind giving my dad my kidney if he was a part of my life. Now, he left my mom when I was 3 years old. I am now 25 years old. He pops in and out my life every 6 to 7 years. I only saw my dad face to face 6 times in my whole life. And I only had about 20 phone conversations with him. What would you guys do?
Y'all want me to go first. I already know that. That's why they're looking at me. Give your dad the kidney. Come on now. I mean, it
Show you the bigger man.
Ridiculous. Like, we're thankful that you wrote in, and this is a very sensitive topic. I can understand that. But if you hold something that somebody needs from a life perspective and even from a financial perspective, and you got it, give it, because things can turn around.
And you're going to need that same thing.
Absolutely. I learned that. So don't, when you have something and somebody needs it and you don't give it, just remember that when you need something. So this is Lakiba. You got 2 kidneys. I'm going to need you to give out 1.
Well, this is Ernest. And I agree with Lakiba. I do think that you should give your dad your kidney. Even though you only met him 6 times, I get it. The reason why you're trying to hold back and say, this, I don't know if I don't know what race he is, but this nigga ain't getting my kidney. Because
this nigga ain't getting nothing.
Exactly. You barely
be
pay
like him.
child
You gotta
support.
show him you the bigger person, definitely.
I mean, I
Right.
get the fact that you don't want him to have your
Right.
kidney.
He was like,
But
dude.
yeah, but give him your kidney. But I that's a hard call.
I definitely say be the bigger person. People are placed in our life. They
Ronnie
might
got a
not
face
always
like he
stay in
was
our
saying
life. I know a lot. I mean, thank God I grew up with my dad and my mom. Even after they divorced, I had both parents around and that stayed on my ass. So I can't imagine you having to help your dad out after he wasn't there for you. But God is telling me to tell you right now, definitely give your dad his kidney. So I agree with Lakiba and Ernest.
Well,
I'm glad God is
Rodney.
speaking.
Oh, he does. He
Rodney
does.
got
I'm glad he's
This is
speaking.
Rodney.
He about to say something totally different.
Usually we all agree on one accord, but at this time, I'm not going to agree with this. This is Judge Rodney. For one, your dad was not in your life. He do, I guess you call wellness calls. Mm-hmm. You talk to him 20 times and you're 25 years old. And you saw 6 times out of your life for every 6 or 7 years. Now, what I don't know is, did your mom shield your dad from you? That's a conversation to have with your mom.
Yeah.
If she's still alive. But now, if your mom did not put that wedge between your dad and you, he was able freely to come see you and visit you, then I'll blame my mom. Then I'll give my dad that kidney. Now, I'm sorry, let me reverse back. I think I said that wrong. Now, if my mom put a wedge where he wasn't allowed to see me, and she put the defense up, then I'll give my dad that kidney because,
she stopped you.
She stopped you.
Yeah.
But if that was not the case, nigga, you're not getting my kidney. Go to where you was and where you been.
You better ask your stepkids for the kidney.
I love you, Dad. I would still call you up to the day when the good Lord called you home. But you're not getting my kidney because you didn't put forth the effort to even be in my life.
That's not walking in forgiveness.
It's fine. I forgive you. But I still gonna have my 2 kidneys.
I'm still not gonna give you this kidney.
What if I need my kidney? I'm on dialysis and your ass right here. I ain't heard from you since then. I know you this was not the answer that you probably wanted from me, but
I'm shocked.
like I said, if your mom
send you to the upper room, send daddy to
Send him
the upper room.
Don't let him go. It's his time. But like I want to say this again, if your mom formed a wedge between you and your dad, and she blocked that, then I would definitely give my dad that kidney. But if my mom did not block that access for you to come to me, you're not getting shit over here, player. All right,
not player.
Well, there you have it, friends. Rodney ain't playing with his kid.
Rodney say, y'all, I'm keeping both kidneys. Both kidneys.
Oh, friends, I'm glad we was
gonna
able.
die today.
I know, right? Friends, I'm definitely glad that we was able to help you today. I hope you got some good advice. Hey friends. If you have any questions or concerns, if you have need some advice, or you just want to shout someone out, you have a proposal, you're getting married, someone's graduating, and you just would like to shout someone out, definitely send us over a letter, and I'll be more than happy to read it. Me and my co-host will comment on it and give you the best advice to the best of our knowledge. And we do have a lot of opinions here. Like, I definitely like that we are such a diverse team. I'm the wild one, y'all.
We know.
Yes, I'm the wild one. What was that lady's name in Sex and the City? I'm her. Samantha. I'm the Samantha of the show.
You are.
You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm glad that we was able to assist you. Hey guys, if you have definitely reach out to ConVo with Friendz with an S podcast@gmail.com. We'll be more than happy to give you advice. That's at ConVo with Friendz with an S at podcast.com.
Yes. All right. Well, you know, we're about to get up out this name. We're about to go. But before we go again, you guys, if you love this conversation, if we are really helping you, or you are just enjoying this conversation with your friends, because what we're here for, want you to tune in. Like what Nasha said last week, I can't remember for word, but we are here for you, okay? Let your hair down. Don't feel judged. This is a safe place for you.
Judgment-free zone over here.
Keep your kidneys.
But we will give you our opinion, okay?
You might have to clutch your pearls on some episodes. But, you know, we speaking what's real. We speak what other people don't talk about. We speak what people talk about among their friends and not at interviews in churches.
Yeah, there you go. See, I knew you were going to say it. I'll wait for you to come out with it. But, you know, give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you listen to us on. We appreciate that. That's help us get noticed and gain more new friends who can also love the show. And if you are loving the show, you guys just want to help with production costs and help us with traveling, whatever we got going on, you can do that by donating to us. In every description box on every podcast listeners on, it's a button called donate. It says support the podcast. All that helps out. And we appreciate you for all the ones who are already supporting. But hey, friends, this is Rodney.
What's up, fam? This is Lakeitha.
Hey, friends, this is Ernest.
Hey, Tanel, it's Nasha.
And ConVo with Friendz. We are out this thing. Bye, guys. See you next week.
Peace out. We love you.
Off
Be
my
blessed.
line. Off my
Keep
line.
your kidneys.
Forgive.